Right. Welcome to our presentation and group coaching session. My name is Maratib. I'm your host and coach, and will conduct the session for today. You all will be mute all the time until I will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself to ask the question. So, um, today's session is a part two in the series of discovering yourself or who I am. Last Sunday we discussed about a lot of things, valuable things and insights uh, of the human potential and different human dimensions. Uh, and this week, today, we will discuss about uh, different dimensions as well. Uh, so these are the content for today. So recap for part one, and then we will discuss in terms of actions. We will also discuss our identity in terms of our thoughts, and then in terms of our emotions, and then again for the finding the voice in terms of the vision. So that's a summary of the last coaching session we did. We discuss in details about our identity crisis and the things which we born with, and then we discuss about different paradigms, paradigms, paradigms A, paradigms B, paradigm C, and paradigms D. Paradigm A, B, C, D were referring to our biological need, our spiritual need and being, our evolutionary being, our business or entrepreneur being is related to paradigm D. And we discuss there are so many other paradigms. Our identities could be one of them, or with the combination of all four. So we need to discuss in details as well in next couple of parts as well. We did also brainstorming, and we also discussed last time in terms of our who I am, in terms of nurturing, in terms of how my society made me, or how my society have trained me. Um, then in terms of nature, what things I born with, or if I've been created by my creator or God, or some supernatural power, or just nature, what things I bring in this world. So these are the things which we discuss as well. And then we discuss about the leadership paradigm in details as a money making per people, or who run their businesses as well uh, with proper principle based paradigms. So we will continue discuss these things in details in a different scenario, because a couple of parts will require to cover a lot of things. So, but let's start it. Uh, that's a recap for the last week. Paradigm A for biological being, paradigm B as a spiritual person, as a spiritual being, paradigm C as a evolutionary being or adventurous being, paradigm D as an entrepreneur being or the business person. So there are different paradigms we discuss. Yeah, uh, that's we discussed already in terms of nature, in terms of in terms of nurture, in terms of nature. Uh, we will keep discussing further as well. So before we start it for today, our coaching session starts every Sunday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time on Zoom. Um, and If you want to work with us, please feel free to contact me. You can join our Google Classroom. That's our class code. It's a free of charge. And if you have any query, you can email me on this. Before session, please consider the respect the privacy of others in this session. You can take the notes. You can mute microphone all the time until we request you to unmute. And if you want to video question, you can text me and I will allow you to have a video conversation. For security and safety reason, we have made your video um, closed at the moment. If you have question, please raise your hand and I will stop my presentation and we will take your session from there. Who is this session for? Uh, any person who is a truth lover, reality seeker, and who wants to change their life. So that's the all, just a recap before we start our session. So if somebody has a question before I start the session for today, please raise your hand or you can type in a chatting window. Let's start it. So we discussed in last time as well, for just freshening up our memory, which things are naturally I born with. Um, and that we discussed this in terms of four paradigms. And that's actually, it's a question of question of reality, um, how we are born with which things. Obviously, a baby is born in mom's tummy, um, and before born or just born, uh, his or her nurturing is started already. What the experiencing mom is experiencing, that is a very directly impacting on the premature baby or just a baby who's ready to born in this world. Now, which thing that baby has? Obviously, we know that that baby will have a physical body. If we believe on soul, then we say it is born with soul as well. Yeah. Apart from this, that baby does not have anything. But the physical existence is a reality which everybody accept, right? So imagine yourself that you were born, just born in this on this planet, and you were baby, just yeah. It means that you don't know any language, you don't know even your mom and dad, you don't know even any surrounding, you don't know each and everything which any other person can have uh, after after taking the life further. Yeah. So the baby is born with in a very natural way. The baby is born with a lot of those things which later we develop in our life, and that is our our topic of today. For example, who I am or who that baby is, or later what the baby develops, we start to know the baby or a boy or a girl or a man or a woman later in their life in terms of their action, what they do. So they do go to school, they go to college, they go to office, they do some kitchen stuff, they do cooking, they go for shopping. So we know every other human being or ourselves in terms of action. So we are a creation who do action. A lot of action we do. and that I have called it paradigm A. For we will discuss in details. So we will try to identify ourselves as a man, as a lady, and we know that we have identified ourselves so far through our action, what we have taken and what we are taking and what we will take in future or tomorrow. Uh, Secondly, we are thoughts, or we identify ourselves as a thought, isn't it? We think that we are thinking continuously, and our brain is constantly generating thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, and they are defining our identity. They do define ourself, and we think that what we are thinking are we, are I am, isn't it? So that's, I call it paradigm B. So it's a very important, we will discuss it in details. And number 3, and last at the moment, but not the least, and that is we identify ourselves as a emotional person. Emotions, all the time we have emotions. When we were baby, when we grew up, when we become in teenage, when we become young and more young, when adult, when in middle ages, then in our old age, in any age of our life, we are a packet of emotions, and we identify ourselves as emotion. For example, many people say, "Oh, I'm an angry man. Um, I'm a I'm a very jolly man." Um, and sometimes we curse ourselves with the negative emotions. We have a very sometimes very positive image about ourselves, which makes or create positive emotions within ourselves, or sometimes we have a negative image of ourselves and we make ourselves depressed with anxiety, constantly rippling emotions coming constantly in our mind, and that thoughts constantly generating emotions. We will see also what is a relation between our thoughts and emotions, because they are defining us, and at least other people define us. So we need to know as well how much we need to allow others, or we trust others to define ourselves, or we need to define ourselves, and we need to be self-aware so that other people don't need to define us or sabotage us, or they can project their agendas on us. They could be our partners, they could be our children, our society, our boss, our employee, our worker, my friend, anyone. So, or we need to define ourselves with respect to our emotion and what our emotions are actually. So these are the very important things we are going to discuss. So number 1, are we product of our actions? Number 2, are we product of our thoughts, or are we product of our emotions? So these are the 3 critical dimensions of human being we are all the time come across while we are living on this planet. There is no other identification we can associate with, isn't it? So either we will be discussing ourselves in terms of our action, or our thoughts, or I will identify me as an emotional person, or the level of emotions everybody has different. Yeah. So these are the discovery questions and thoughts we need to discuss, and we need to find who I am and who I am really. It's a very important, it's a very personal question and very personal thoughts and homework you need to do. If you will not do, then you will allow other people in your family, in your society, in your other dimensions of your business environment, your media will define you then. And they will define best, or you will define yourself. So you need to do your homework and does not allow others to define you. That is my main point of this coaching session with you. So let's do, and let's go discuss one by one each thing in details. So let's go for paradigm A. If we think that we are action oriented creation, we are the people, I am the person who's continuously acting, continuously in action all the time. What human does, of course. So we are all the time in world of actions. With the I say the action, it means my body is moving to do certain things. My body is doing some. I'm writing, I'm reading, I'm talking, I'm helping someone. I'm so everything is doing, and I'm taking an action through my body. So I'm an action oriented person all the time. I never be stay still. Has anybody tried to stay still? Just still like a dead person. Anybody try? Some people they do stunt, but I don't know. So we are continuously in action all the time. I'm changing nappy of my kid. Yeah, I'm I'm doing. I'm in kitchen. I'm at work. I'm driving to travel to reach my customer. Yeah, I'm reading. I'm watching movie. I'm doing so many other things all the time. So that's I cannot live without take action. So we all think that if we don't take action, we will die. Isn't it? Anybody who thinks that he is not die, it means he is moving. He is moving his body to take action on certain thing, and that is our identity. So people think that their identity is with their movement, with their activity. For personal, for family, for business, for social, for helping other, and in any regard, this is our identity. That's we think. That's our not conclusion, but we all think. I'm giving you a spectrum to think yourself. So somebody who is in this session have ever imagined to be still in any part of the life so far? When I say the still, it means his body is not moving at all. Even his or her breath is also on hold. And what happens? So we are moving, it means this is my identity. I'm in kitchen, I'm in office, I'm outside with my appointment, I'm driving, I'm talking, I'm doing something. And what I am doing, this is I am. What I am doing, that's my identity. It is myself. Is it really myself? I'm going in now deep. Okay, I'm in appointment with my doctor, or I'm traveling to visit some my family friend, or I'm cooking something in kitchen. Why I am doing this? Is it is my need to do this? If it is my need to do this, it means that I'm under social pressure. That's how I'm designed. I have designed my life to do this. Many people, they try to not to do those things which they are supposed to do by social obligations. And if they get the chance not to do, they don't do, and they try to do some other things. So it means that many people do, or they are doing under the social manifestation. They know that everybody is doing, so they are doing this. So it means they are not driven by their pure self. Their pure self. They are doing these things under social obligations. I'm meeting my client because I have to earn money. And why I need to earn money? Because my whole home and my family bread and butter is on my monies. I have to earn money. So I need to earn money more and more. That's why I'm doing my business. That's why I'm doing my job. Isn't it? So these are all these things which are really pushing us to think that are we doing these things ourselves, or are we doing these things with really stress of, since our childhood we have been taught, we have been trained to do something, and we are doing so much. That's why our body has diseases, have illnesses, because our body cannot stay still, because our body cannot do relaxation, because our body cannot do motions, cannot be cannot do live without motions. And we think that this is our identity. This is a tragedy. In my opinion, this is a tragedy. We are so busy in our world physically, so that we condition ourselves to do work all the time, right from when we, I think in 2 or 3 years after, when we are toddler, and from there, right, my parents and my carers, they start to teach me to do this, go to school, read books, watch TV, do this, and then all in every age, we are doing something, and that develops our ego. I'm not talking about in terms of negative ego. I'm talking about general ego, humanistic ego. And that action oriented humanistic property develops ego. And ego, that ego built. And when it's enough built, then it starts to give us pain, because we cannot undo ourselves. So we need to know that are we defined by our continuously actions? So that's a paradigm A. Yeah, we will come on this with the solution, but obviously we are doing something. Uh, let's go for the paradigm B. Thoughts, very important. Oh my God. Every time all the people cannot live without thinking something. Have you seen any person who is not thinking? To be honestly, I never seen any person in my life who have not thought anything. We are in constantly in thinking mode, right from our childhood till now, until when we will pass from this world. So the second identity we do, that we are thinking, and my thoughts are my identity, because human and people, they think and they learn, and then they think and then they learn, and they are very in restless mind. They are in really restless mind, or sometime uh, thinking or by thoughts, they generate positivity as well, are very quality thoughts as well, which give them relief, a sigh of relief, a sigh of success, happiness, because the mind, our mind, does take action as well. So if we are not doing anything physically and we are doing in our mind, still we are doing, isn't it? So if you want to go to meet someone, and for example, if you are preparing for the interview and you are emotionally connected with your interviewer of the company, then last night you may have a dream that somebody is interviewing you, and you, not even a dream, even if you close your eyes, you can have all scenario. Oh, I will go there tomorrow. I have to wait outside the interview room, and then I need to go inside and I will shake the hand, and then that interviewer will ask me question, and he will ask or she will ask me this, and I will answer this, and there's this. All things I'm plotting in my mind. Actually, you have already made the interview. So why you need to go next day for the interview? And many people, because this is the power of thoughts I'm talking about. Power of thoughts. And that made us confused as well. That make us unsettled, restless as well. And we don't in we cannot get rid of these things. Sometimes it gives us achievement, sometimes it gives us failure. But these achievements are not everlasting achievement. Our thoughts, our knowledge, our set of information which we have give us mostly pains, because what we know, we start to know more. And when we have known this, then your mind will say no more, then more. And that's more to know something more makes us so uh, confused, because it never ends. I need to know, further know. I will ask a question, and my mind will give the answer. If I have a good brain, a developed brain, I will get good answer. But I will not be resting upon this. I will not be satisfied 100%. So in somehow I will get an answer, but again I will say no, I need to find a right 100% accurate answer of my mind. Then I will research, That research or knowledge, I will consult uh, some books, some expert in that field which I'm thinking, and then after that I will again will not satisfy, because there are many other aspects of my knowledge will ask, what is this, what is this? And then we will, when we will know that, again we will know, we will go for next level of my information, next level of my knowledge. So it will not give you 100% satisfied and make you all the time in motion, and you will not stop on your mind. So do you know that anyone who's in the coaching session, no, do you know that what you will think after 5 minutes? Do you have a control on your mind? Anybody can answer? Do you know that after 30 minutes, what your mind will be thinking? Or if some thought is coming on your mind, can you stop it? No, you cannot stop it, because we are product of our mind. We are thinking continuously, and that develops our ego within ourselves. It develops our ego, and we start to think we know a lot of things. Now I have a lot of knowledge. Now I have lot of information about this. Now I know nobody can deceive me. Nobody can defeat me. Nobody can misguide me. So we start to do, and then it leads to another problem of any unknown thing. And you say, oh, I never knew what happened. Okay, no problem. I have a positive mind. Let's go for to know this, why this happened. I will solve this issue. I will start to learn again and again. And then my body will listen of my thought, and body will take some action, because I have a limited knowledge. I have a limited knowledge. That's why my action of the body will also be limited. So I will not be satisfied at all. I will not have original thoughts, because my all thoughts are the reflection of my all thoughts are reflection of my society, what I have been told, how my childhood and my adulthood, or I was trained by my parents, my carers, my society, my neighbors, my teachers, my relative, my friend and family. These thoughts are continuously coming. And we think that we know the facts. Actually, we know very little, and we will never know ultimate reality. But unfortunately, in our current world, we think that our thoughts are very personal, and I am because of my thoughts. Because based on my thoughts, I take action. And obviously, that's it. Whether these action leads me towards a successful step in my life, or a failure I come across, I don't care, but I will continuously thinking and take step, thinking and take step. So my thoughts and my action oriented physical body will combine together and will give me more pain because of my incompetence, because of my non-original thoughts I do have, because I believe on only in physical world, which have been projected by my society. So that's the way, why my thoughts will come and I will not have control, because I never been trained to live without thoughts. So anyone can tell me, have they tried to live without thoughts? Or can anybody live without thoughts? Even if you are sleeping, you are still dreaming something unconsciously. If you are alone in an empty room, you are still living with thoughts, continuously thoughts, isn't it? So that's a paradigm B, that are the thoughts identify myself. And the next one, which is emotions, which are very important. And that's very crucial for many people. So we can identify, or we do identify ourselves with our emotions. And we think that our emotions are product of ourselves. We think that our emotions are very ourself, and my emotions are defining me. We think that I'm an angry man, I'm an angry lady, because how I am. That's sorry, how I am. And that's, we try to define ourselves in terms of angry person or loving person, or sometimes we made our body, sometimes made our body and mind combine together to generate emotions. When we generate our emotions, our body and mind become all together. And when I say become all together, my mind give the instruction to my body, and the body and mind will generate ripples of emotions, and made me angry, made me ego person, or maybe very lovingful. So these emotions are so powerful, and we think that they are defining me, because these emotions generate is generating due to my passion. So I want to change my career, or I want to become a millionaire, and I do passionate about this. So it will generate these thoughts, or this statement in your mind will make a emotion based activities in your body, and you will continuously do those things which make you a rich person, which make you human being, which make you more agenda oriented or goal oriented or mission oriented person. So your emotions are very important in your life. But the question main is your identity belongs to your emotions? Yeah. uh, have anybody experienced hypnotism? What the hypnotism is? Anybody can tell? You can raise the hand. I will unmute your mic, or you can unmute your mic yourself. Anybody know the hypnotism, or anybody who gets hypnotized? What are the feelings? What happens with them? So when the person is hypnotized, actually the doctor or that psychiatrist or psychologist who is practicing hypnotism, that person trigger the emotion of that person of from any one of the dimension of the life, and that person surrender himself or herself and goes in unconscious world of the person. So that person, the hypnotism is very popular in many cultures because of reality of emotion, because emotions are so powerful. So when anybody is hypnotized, then his thinking, thought, and body are still. So that person does not think anything about only one aspect of the life which the psychiatrists try to trigger, and that person surrender, and then he goes into the subconscious of the mind and know the lot of knowledge or information from that person. So that is the power of emotions, because they are related with your other things as well. But because our emotions are generated because of our thought, and they are interlinked, and our emotions are linked with our thoughts, and that are also linked with our action oriented body. So that's why our emotions are does not stay ever last, or they are not very competent to rely on, because they change continuously. If we have a high quality thoughts and approved thoughts, universal thoughts, still the emotions which we will have, we cannot rely on them. So we need to be very wise in order to use our emotion. But the question is, our emotions are identity. Again, like action-oriented person and thought-oriented person in paradigm A and paradigm B, emotion-related paradigms also develops our ego. So we are driven by our ego continuously, and that make us proud. But that is a deception of ourselves, because since the emotions are not permanent and we cannot trust on emotions because of our non-original thoughts, and because of our non-original thoughts we are continuously action-oriented creation. That's why we remain in pain until we will get on the bottom to fix it. And that is the purpose of our coaching session. So in all three paradigm A, B, C, we develop at the end eventually ego. And ego gives us pain, give us a revenge feeling, silently or openly. So now it's a brainstorming. I'm going to unmute mic of everyone and think about all three paradigms. That are you product of your action oriented man ability or a woman ability, or are you product of your thoughts, or are you product of emotions? So please share your things. Jenny, Anish, Ifzal, Tiana, I'm going to unmute your mic. So anybody can comment on this. We need to discuss. We cannot learn until we need to speak, and we need to understand ourselves.
Sure.
I mean,
I'll say something. I'm definitely a product of my thoughts, I would say, because when I always say this, like, I'll throw it out into the universe, put it in the universe, and I can make it happen. It's like I have a vision, and I'll see the vision, and then I'll follow the vision, and then I'll do it. So it'll be through the thoughts.
I see. Yeah.
That's not always good because I always get it. That's not always good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get what you you get what you want, and it's not a good thing, but it can be done. So I'd say through thoughts.
Yeah.
Um,
And and obviously, if you believe that your thoughts are original, and they are, when I say the original, it means that not learned thoughts. These are your own thoughts, because if it's learned thought, so you may have learned from somewhere, whether person or from machine or from somewhere, and that will be not original, and that will give you pain eventually. And then that your ego will deceive you about you, because you are thinking that thought, and will see, look, your identity are these thoughts, and you will trapped by your ego, unfortunately. So it's a very tricky, it's a very um I mean, it's the things which we are discussing uh, are very tricky. We need to really think in a deeper way, to be honestly, that are we product of our thoughts or our emotions or our action oriented nature, action oriented mind, or none of these? Or if my question is, if none of these, then who we are? I will disclose these things in next part 3, but now we need to know about ourselves in this. Yeah, yeah, Anish, you have any thought? Yeah. So, I think, I believe we obviously, the role of thoughts in our brain through our mind are very important, very crucial. It helps to survive in this world. Without this, we cannot survive in this world. With our action oriented lifestyle, we cannot live here without taking an action. Even we are taking small action or big action, we have to live with action. That's our mainstream. And emotion, every moment we are generating emotions. We are either happy or not happy. Um, we are in steering mode, in depression, or in very excitement mode all the time. And we all people wants to be happy all the time, isn't it? So if we are not happy all the time or most of the time, it means our thoughts are not taking us generate right type of emotions, isn't it? And our body is not moving what we are supposed to move where. So that's why these are interlinked, and that leads to our failure in life. And that's why we are surrounded by many ill people, physical ill, mental ill, people with bad habits, people with crimes, um, suiciding rate is also in in our societies are increasing, because we are continuously in thinking mode. We are continuously in emotion generated mode. There is no any moment of still to think about our life, we are victim of these things. So don't get me wrong that I'm against emotions or I'm against thinking or I'm against action. I'm I'm just highlighting we are not towards a positive action oriented life. We are not for towards original thoughts or in a position to control our thought, or we are not in position not to live without work or without moving our bodies. We are continuously moving, and even when we are die or still at the die, at the time of death, we will be victim of one of these things prominently, or all these things, or because we haven't learned about other things, how to stop our thinking, how to remain calm and still. We haven't learned about how to generate love, how to generate compassion, how to love someone, how to love with myself in a, a original way, so that I should not be anger, I should not be egoistic, I should not be jealous, I should not create a negative emotions. So we are generating these things. That's why we are not correct. We need to work. So that's the whole purpose of this session. So next session in part 3, I will highlight the more things about the next level uh, of our question, who we are, no, who we are, and how we can discover ourselves in a truly way. So, any question? Yes, Anish, you have any question? Mr. Ifzal, you have any question? Yes,
Yes,
please.
brother. Yes, brother. Bhai, how you doing? You okay?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much for this session. I just would like to ask. We have a really very informative and a very good session as well. I just would like to raise a couple of questions. Number one is, can we stop or can we control our thoughts or thinking? And number two, why the suicide rate is increasing day by day in our society?
Yeah, thank you. I will address this question.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, so yes, there are certain ways and um how we can stop our thoughts and how we can control our thoughts. Uh, Obviously, it's a very difficult and very mind-blowing question, because everybody, first we need to realize that is it a really desirable thing to stop our mind and stop our thought? So yes, it is desirable because, like I said, I explained already, our mind is not producing original thoughts, and mostly we are under influence of toxic emotions generated by toxic thoughts, or the raw thoughts, or a very poor quality related thoughts. So that's why we are not happy. And therefore, when these anxieties, these questions are not answered with 100% satisfaction, with ultimate truth, so people will not suicide. So why people are suiciding? Because they can't find the answer of their question, or they can't find a solution of their problems, or they think that why this problem is with them. So they are in so negative emotion that lead them to suicide, unfortunately. And now the question is that how we can stop our thoughts. Well, that is not my area to say, but I know through my little knowledge, from my understanding, there are many spiritual gurus in every region who are trained to train other people how to stop their thoughts. But mostly popular exercise for stopping or controlling the emotion is meditation. So meditation is one of the great activity, how we can control our thoughts, and we can even stop our thinking as well, for a small duration. So from Indian origin, there is a very popular exercise which is called yoga. It's a great form of meditation, and there are so many other forms of meditation. We need to practice meditation every day, in the morning and before sleeping, or one of or both, so that we can have a control on our mind. Obviously, no one can remain without thoughts ever. That's only the time when we will die. But if we are living, we need to get master, and we need to do more meditation. There are so many different ways of meditation. There are so many mobile smartphone apps which give you the meditation hint and proper proper lesson one, lesson two, to control on your thoughts, or maybe stop your thoughts, or contact any spiritual uh, people or mystic people, like in our first session last Sunday I delivered, that they will help you really how to do this.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think the meditation will also help with the emotions? I have a tendency to go off of my emotions. Do you think meditation will help with controlling that also?
Yes, thank you very much. It's a great question. Of course, because our thoughts are directly linked with our emotions. So, for example, if we are thinking in our mind, and we are in a sitting in some place, or we are standing, and these thoughts are associating with some event in our previous life, or maybe with the fear which is happening in our future. In both cases, our body will start to generate emotions, negative emotions, and we will start to feel maybe high blood pressure, maybe um, diabetes, maybe stroke. So these type of symptoms are also comes. These type of diseases people feel in response of our thoughts through our emotions. So why people ill most of the time? Because imbalanced emotions are generated through their mind as well. And how we can stop? Again, the great exercise is yoga, or so many other meditation in any religion, or even not in a religion. You can meet so many other non-religious spiritual gurus. They will help you to give you the tip based on your nature of human being, and will help you to control the emotions as well. So many great leaders, they have a power not to become excited too much, not to angry in a negative situation, how to control their ego in particular events of their life, how they can turn their negative feeling into positive feelings. uh, and I do myself meditation many times, and it really helps us to me to control my emotion. So these are all interlinking, linked thing. My body, my mind, and my heart. My and the meditation is a great thing. I hope it clarifies the thing. Uh, Thank you very much. And next time, next week, I will go further with with next level of self-discovery, and we will find more, discuss and probably find the solution. How, and there are some theories uh, which is operating, which is working in our contemporary world about how we can discover further. But before, I want to give you different paradigms of life. Uh, so thank you very much. And next week I will see you. We do this group coaching session every Sunday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time. Um, Also, you can join our Google Classroom, and you can write on this email address if you have any question. You can join my YouTube channel as well, and you can subscribe and uh, this YouTube channel where I will upload my most of these things as well. Or you can search on YouTube with my name, just Maratib Ali Shad, and you will know our YouTube channel. Uh, so thank you very much. I appreciate your time and patience. So before I will end up my call, somebody has any question? Okay. Hi. Yes, Anish.
So, sir, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Thank you very much, Anish. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Sir, my question is there are four kinds of personality, like assertive, aggressive. So, my question is, our aggressive is a positive emotions or negative?
Okay. Okay. It's a great question. Uh, so you're saying that you're asking that the aggression or aggressive, being aggressive, is a positive emotion or negative emotion. Is that
Yes,
correct? Okay.
yes,
Uh, that's it's a very relative term that depends on the person, how he is aggressive, and for what he is going to be aggressive. For example, if somebody is eager to or aggressive to learn the truth, then obviously that aggression will take him or her towards some point of truth. But if this aggression is harm oneself uh, to do something, obviously that's a negative thing. Uh, but for a successful person who is a truth lover, usually they don't use these words aggressive and these are popular terms. But remember, the popular terms, great people don't use them, and even they great people don't think in terms of aggressive or in these type of terms. Um, we need to unlearn many words, many terms which creates us problem. And I know it's a difficult. It is more difficult to unlearn than the learn. So people can learn easily, but if they have learned some negative thing, it is difficult to unlearn. So that's why, because once you learn, it becomes a part of your mind. It becomes the part of your brain. And in that situation, uh, when you come across again and again, that feeling, that emotion will come in your memory, and which will give you again the same feeling or maybe more worse feeling in terms of emotion as well. So that's why the practice of being silence, or replace it with a positive thoughts, that will give you the solution. So try to learn and use more powerful and great vocabulary, great words, and great terms. So you can rude is so for example, I can say he's a very positive man. So I'm replacing the positive word with aggressive word. So if I'm using it positively, so if aggressive is good for me, I don't make it. I don't consider it is a negative term. Then okay, that's fine, absolutely. But if it is creating a feeling a negative term, then we need to avoid it. I hope
Okay.
it clarifies.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Any other question somebody has? More question we will ask. Any thought? More you will come out from a self-created cage around us, and we will get more truth, or will be more close to reality. Challenge your thoughts, challenge your existence, and then you can construct the real existence, why you are and why who you are, more importantly. That's how we can discover. Right. So thank you so much, and I will. You can join my YouTube channel like I requested early, and okay, somebody has question. Yeah, Jenny. Yeah.
As you're wrapping it up, I just wanted to thank you for a very positive meeting.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. It's really helpful for me as well, because it does make sense what I'm trying to explain as well. But obviously, I'm also in a learning stage. Everybody is learning. I'm a student of that subject as well. But if it helps someone to go or drift somewhere in positive direction of their life, that's it's really good for me. I feel really good if somebody take advantage of my things and share with my things. I'm just a sharing purpose, sharing things with you guys. Thank you so much for your compliments.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. See you next Sunday. Bye bye.